Good evening, kindreds, and welcome in another in-between episodes of Oxford by Night. My name is Lesh. I am the Game Master Virtuoso, and I'm kindly joined by
Vasilis Moustakis, and I play Giorgos the Malkavian. Also, you should join us on Instagram.
Giorgos the Macabre. Last time we finished in episode 4. You went through your brain and it freezed. Time slowed down. You went through your head and again through all the nightmares of your life and unlife. And now we will come back to one of those, the biggest of those all. Allow me to go through with a retrospection the situation from year 2000, 14th of February. Shall we?
Let's go.
It is Valentine's Day. A Valentine's Day that you and your wife, your parents, your child, spending in Chicago. Due to the fact that you received an award in the field of your specialization, and you're collecting it at the moment. You are in a fancy gala of many authorities in it. Everybody clapping their hands as you finish your speech regarding the multiple disorder, multiple personality. Sorry. And standing ovations. You can see 200 people next to the tables, standing and blousing you. Behind you, the screen, you're on a scene, your wife, in one of the tables next to your friends, proud of you, as never. You with a little statue, as one with some inscription on it, in a tuxedo, smart looking, smart shape, all alive. One of the best days of your life. One of the things that lifelong dreams coming through. To be here, to bow in front of those people who are waiting to talk with you, who are waiting for your opinions. All of them read your book. All of them learn from it. You influence their life, and they're gonna influence more, and those people gonna influence hundreds more. And that's the moment you realize that you're one of the good guys, that you are helping, that you are part of the solution, not part of the problem. The gentleman who leads all of the meeting starts walking into the scene and applauding as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dimakopoulos, you bow for the last. As agreed, you walk out from the scene, down to your wife, who hugged you, kissed you in the cheek, and you both sat down with all the nodding around you, people grabbing your shoulder or pecking you on the back, that kind of stuff. You do blush a little and you are excited and stressed. Definitely you are stressed, a little bit embarrassed because it's public talking and all that kind of stuff. Katerina, your wife, already whispered to you, it went well. But Juan, don't worry, you've been great. Nothing else than support and smile and proud. You sat down and first thing you've done, it's beer, had a drink. So you had to create some saliva. Everybody starts chatting to you, chatting to Katrina. And the evening start going really, really well. Even better with every quarter minutes you had a chance to another opinion or another idea for a book or correct somebody who you used to consider an authority in a field. In about 2 hours, you would say, of very normal. Rena, the text message from your parent, and whisper to your ear, "It's time to go, darling."
All right, let's go.
Nikki fell asleep already, and parents had to go.
Yes, my sweet girl.
Unless
Okay.
you want me to go alone, I can grab a cup if you wanna.
Oh, no. Let's go. I think we had our share here. Let's go all together.
After all, it's a Valentine's Day, isn't it? I think we should celebrate twice.
Definitely.
Let's go then. You, as a gentleman, I assume you help your lady to get up from the table from the chair, and you start reaching through the field of people who wanted to still talk with you. And thank you why you going already. Oh, disappointment a little bit from the fact that you are quitting. You collect your votes and you stride to go towards the limousine. Some reporters, some journalists stopped you at the entrance. Remarkable, congratulations. Any comment about it today? Any comment about your book? There's like 5-6 people stopped you in a stairs in the middle of the night in front of the great hotel building in the middle of Chicago, asking you questions. Some with a camera, some with a microphone, some just with the recorder, voice recorder, kind of stuff. And you couldn't smile when you get the camera in front of your face. Out of the stress, maybe you forgot the language for a second. Again, like, what's going on? They completely either bumped on you, if you know what I mean. They've been waiting for hours for you to show up. Any comment about the new book, sir?
Well,
George, smile. Come on, give me the pose. Can we see the reward? Was it hard? Those and other questions start punching all the alcohol in your veins and smile and mood and everything.
Yeah. It's a pleasant mess all around. So I just try to answer to their questions one by one, patiently, and maybe keep some of them unanswered because it's better when they come back for more.
Sure. So you separate, like, no comment to this gentleman in here. Yes, that you spend approximately 4-5 minutes with them when they saw another person going out, and they was like, thank you, and they start jumping on another guy. And when they moved, you realized that Katerina and the limousine is no longer in the front.
Where the hell did they go?
You literally start walking to the limousine before, and they jump on you. You cannot see neither your wife or the car.
I'll grab my phone and see what's up.
The number you have called is not recognized.
Oh my god. Not right now. I think I'll just wait at the entrance. I don't see any limousine or anything like that.
Oh, not yours. Yeah. There are people coming out from time to time, and the valet bring the car, but you're quite sure that your limousine drive off already.
I'll ask the valet about that. I do not see them around, do I?
There is like one supervisor in front of the building, and some guys just running. You know, those kind of people in a white shirt with a vest and bow tie. And you approach.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. How can I help?
May I ask, because I'm waiting for the limousine, about Giorgos Dimakopoulos is the name.
Let me just check. He went to the list.
I went out with the family, the reporters jumped on me, and I lost them. I have no
As
idea where they
requested.
are right now.
The car drive off already.
Already?
Sir.
So they
He confirmed
are,
the car plate for you.
they picked my family already, you mean?
Yes, sir. Your wife even left me quite a big tip, sir.
Okay. I think I'll just have a second call.
Would you like me to call the driver?
Yes, if you ever be so kind.
Or would you prefer to just have his number?
That? I did not hear that.
Would you prefer me to call him, or would you like to have his number?
Can you call him right now?
Of course.
It would be.
Bear with me. He take off his phone and start calling. In like 2 minutes, he went off aside and he came back. The driver is going back from the hotel. He will be here in approximately 5 minutes, sir.
Alright. Okay, I will wait.
Of course. Maybe I can offer a cigarette while you're waiting, sir.
I'm totally fine, thank you very much. You're so kind.
Not a problem. He starts assisting next guests, while you wait. And in fact, in like 5-10 minutes, the car that you recognize, the limousine of yours, arrive. Stop. The driver came out.
I just want
The driver came
raise
out
the
and
hand.
opened the doors for you.
Good evening. What happened? You forgot me here.
Mrs. Dimakopoulos told me to start driving. He looked confused and he looked uncomfortable. You can see that.
That's unusual. That's unusual of my wife as well. So you drove them home?
No, sir. Mrs. Dimakopoulos asked me to stop elsewhere.
Oh, where then?
I do not want to get in trouble.
You will not be in trouble. We were arranging something already, so I suspect that so the whole thing with the newspaper and stuff. So
I've got the address memorized in my GPS. Would you like me to take you there?
yes, we'll have to go there, I guess. What's the address?
I will double check that for you, sir.
Yes, please.
He let you into the car.
I'll try phoning the phone again because this thing is like very unusual.
It is awkward and weird, specifically that you are first time in Chicago. Ever. You get into the car and you try it again, a mobile phone, and same answer. The number you have called is not recognized. The driver came in, he put down the screen between you and him, and he provides you with an address that tells you completely nothing. He turned to you, or looked at you in the mirror and asked, would you like me to drive there again, sir?
Yes, I think we'll have to do that. All right. Start driving and I'll give some calls.
Of course. He put the screen up and the limousine started to drive.
I suspect that we stay in a hotel.
Of course.
Correct? Okay. I will try calling the hotel, the reception.
Right. The receptionist introduced himself as a Stanley.
Yeah.
The name of the hotel, and how can I help you, sir?
Hello, good evening. It's Giorgos Dimakopoulos. We have a room for
Room 1820, yes. How can I help you, sir?
Yes. Do the other persons happen to have arrived there?
The other persons?
Yes, the family, Dimakopoulos family.
Dimakopoulos, so you hear the clicking on the keyboard. So, as the system says, your parents, sir, and your daughter are in room 1821.
Okay, so they have arrived. My
They
wife
have been
is
all the
absent.
time. They called for the room service, which has been provided. Everything charged to the room, but the bill is taken care of, so please do not worry. But no, I have not seen Madame Catherine.
Okay. All right. At this point, I suspect that she has arranged something. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.
You too, sir. Turn
I
off
can go.
and realize that the limousine is really slowing down. Not far away from the hotel, if you count the fast roads. In less than 7-8 minutes, you went to the neighborhoods that you wouldn't like to be in. Easily, you can call them rough neighborhoods. At the best. The limousine completely stopped in an alley in between some kind of garages and closed doors, like a sort of business out of order. Every single wall in the alley got a graffiti on there, some dumpsters, sometimes loose bags of trash. The steam is coming out from the sewer canals and vents. The windows in the buildings are broken or just cardboard in place of the windows. The buildings are approximately 4 or 5 levels, and they are old. It stinks in here, actually. It reeks more like shit and piss than anything else.
That's sketchy.
The GPS, you could hear it through the intercom as driver called the button. You reached your destination.
I reach over to the driver. Are you
put the screen
sure?
down. Yes,
Are
sir.
you sure?
Went into that building. He pointed at the doors. Old wooden doors with a graffiti on them. The intercom from in front of the doors is ripped off.
And she came here.
Yes, sir.
At this point, I do not reply to anything. I just look at him expectantly so that he can tell me the truth if he's lying.
The man recognizes you. He knows your position. He knows what kind of gala you attend to, and you got money, fame, and power. So he's terrified of you. He wouldn't dare to lie you. He is scared, he is stressed, but he's honest. Anything that he said is genuine. It's covered by stress of the situation itself.
Okay, I'll try to sympathize with him. You can understand that this is sketchy, all right? Is it just me?
It's unusual, sir.
Honestly, man. That's just unusual.
I mean,
right.
It's Chicago. I don't know. I cannot judge. It's above me, sir.
Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ, what the hell is happening? I just tossed down the address on my own GPS.
On your phone, yeah? Not a problem.
On my phone. All right.
You make a note.
Cool. And I will just text a message as well to the parents in the hotel. Like,
I'm gonna be a bit late, yeah?
I'm gonna be late. For any case, this is the place.
This is the place. I mean, you giving them this address?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case they need anything. So, okay. All right, so you drop me off here. Would you mind escorting me for a bit? Because that's confusing.
Yes, of course. He reached to the glove pocket in a car and take out the pepper spray.
Good.
But
Good to be prepared.
Sir.
Oh, definitely. I can feel you. I mean, look at that. Okay, let's go.
He exits the car, open the doors for you. His eyes lit up a little bit in a excitement and adrenaline. You can definitely realize that he's counting for a big tip. And this is the reason why he's going with you.
Okay.
You open the doors, you get out. And you're approaching the doors, yeah?
Alright, yes.
The closer you get to the doors, you start to hear muted music.
What kind of music?
Modern music. Club music, you would say.
Does it sound like something that would be to my wife's liking?
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Oh.
Impossible. I'm talking about the music upbeat club rave type.
Alright, okay. After you.
He went in with the pepper spray up and a little bit shaking.
Not like that. You're asking for trouble.
He looked at you like, so what? You could actually see his pupils getting smaller and bigger at the same time, one by one. So he hid the spray in his pocket, his hand in the pocket, opened the doors like as casual as he could. He walked in first, and when he opened the doors, you could hear our music a little bit louder.
Yeah.
I assume you're entering after him.
Yes.
So your first reaction was to cover your mouth as the piss and stink. The odor, reek of the corridor is terrible. You realize there's a staircase upstairs and downstairs. The music is coming from downstairs. There is 2 or 3 completely drunk bums, like homeless people. Some kind of needles and empty shots from heroin. You can see a guy in the age of 50 with the tape around his side arm. completely passed out, sleeping in their old clothes. And yeah, it reeks the drugs and needles around, some kind of, bathroom crack. Many bottles, few of them broken, so shattered glass everywhere. Tags on the walls, and probably, you're not sure, but you think you saw a rat.
At this point, that's the list of the trouble things. That's the list of my troubles right now.
The driver covered his nose and mouth as well. Walking slowly, trying not to step on the glass, all the drops and spills of any kind of liquids on the floor. He looked at you and pointed like, are we going downstairs?
Where do we hear the music?
On
Downstairs?
the bottom, yeah.
Okay, let's go downstairs. My God.
You walked into the old, also tinky and poor basement. The walls are from the bricks, sometimes moldy. First of all, the corridor leads, or at least an end of the building. So it's a quite long corridor with a little, you would say, drawers or kind of wardrobe, old furnitures all around somewhere, blocking the way, so you have to squeeze it in through. Some people sleeping, definitely drunk, in between on the furniture itself. Here is like some kind of old sofa chair, or stack of chairs. Everything is really messy, and there are bumps everywhere. And age 30 to 70, but 100% of them is completely either passed out or high, drunk. With every step, the music became louder and louder, and the reeks and smells stayed behind you. In the moment, you realize that the lights are coming from the front of you guys. Did you have a question?
No. I was just commenting.
The driver opened the doors at the end of the corridor, a metal door. And you see a crowd of people dancing. Black and white lights, dark and light, dark and light. Most of them are definitely high on ecstasy, on acid, on cocaine, or whatever. It is the side entrance, you think, because it's small and in between the pillars, quite good hideout, to some sort of club, you would say, at the best, or at least a massive space underground to do the dancing. The driver started to move head, like happy he's here. His fear just completely disappeared. You can see through the crowd fog machines that are reaching, and the DJ curb, where the main of the lights are coming from.
I try to reach to his ear, and I put my
Obviously, you have to shout for.
I have to shout in his ear and also put the head on his shoulder to bring him back to his senses and remember what we're doing here. Are you sure you brought her here?
He turned to you, also shouted to your ear pretty much. He stated, I did, but I didn't walk in with her.
Jesus Christ, this is too off.
But there she is. He pointed her. Pretty much pinpointed her. And actually, you see your wife in the same dress, obviously. Gala-like, long evening dress. Now her hair's a little bit messy, like she was dancing. She's out of the breath, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
she's leaning on some kind of guy next to the small bar.
Okay, let's go. We
He
approach.
starts walking with you. You approached your wife, leaning on a guy. The guy himself looked like trouble. That's what you can see straight away. He is big. He goes all over his sleeve. He has a broken nose in a couple of places. He is definitely one of those kind of, believe in fitness people. Looks like a brick.
Trauma.
Sorry?
Trauma put into muscles. I get it.
Yeah. And so, approach like that. He don't have a neck. He's bald. He got some golden chain, some kind of NHL shirt. He's having drinks with your wife, and you think you saw her licking his ear. She is completely drunk.
Okay, I will approach and tap on her shoulder.
She turns around so she can face you. It's like, can I help you? You got some problem, dude? That was the question from the guy.
What's your name?
She looked at you like she don't know who you are.
She does not recognize me.
She did not recognize you at all. But she leaned on you. She's that drunk that she would lean on anyone.
Okay.
You can sense how sweat she is. She was definitely dancing, not for a long, but in such a dress, it was definitely difficult. And she is way much more drunk than you saw her half hour ago.
That's true. Do you remember your name?
You don't? She looked at you like you're some kind of weirdo. And
Do
the
you
bulky
remember
guy
your
get
name?
annoyed. He passed her a joint, and she took it.
Who passed her a joint?
The bloke that she was leaning on him passed her a joint, and she took it and she took a puff. What do you want?
Do you remember your name? What's your name?
How is that your problem? The guy
You don't
pushed you
remember.
like, fuck off.
Katerina.
Looked you in the eye. He looked you in the eye. He pushed you quite strong. And the only words you heard was, fuck off.
I'm taking my wife with me.
Katrina started to laugh.
I nod to the driver. He has the mace with him.
Hmm?
And he's so eager for action.
The moment you called Katrina your wife, she started laughing. It was like you tell a joke. The guy pushed you, told you fuck off. He told you taking your wife. You look at the driver, and the driver came out with a spray. Put the pepper spray on him. The dude just went crazy. All the face went turned red immediately. He dropped the glass. He held his face and he started screaming. Only few people around reacted to that. All the rest is too high or too drunk to do so. There are a few people who start laughing, pointing him fingers.
I grabbed my wife's hand
Mm-hmm.
and I check if she's wearing the wedding ring.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
With your name on it. Engraved.
If you're not my wife, then what is this?
She looked at it. She started looking at her hand. She took it off. You think I can
You're
get you
drunk
back
as
for
fuck.
it?
I grab the ring, I grab your hand, and I'm like, you're drunk as fuck. We're going home now.
I'm not going anywhere.
I just dug her along. It's
She
like,
starts swearing at you in Greek.
yeah, now you remember Greek, don't you? And I tell her to shut up in Greek as well.
All the rest of the argument turned into a Greek, so the people around you not only did not understand you, but know you even more.
Yeah.
The driver started helping you out, pushing her, to grabbing her, to secure your face from her. And in a moment or two, you managed to take her away from the rave party and get outside with her. But the moment you put her on a car, you heard the police siren, blue and red lights. Next to the limousine, you see the police car parking.
Okay.
She's fighting with both of you. You're taking her out. Two officers open the doors of the car, taking out the guns and telling you to freeze.
I raise hands. I hold her as well.
Obviously, the driver automatically raised his hands and looked at you like, we are fucked, man. He completely
No, we are
forget
saying
about the
thank you
work
very much
etiquette.
for coming.
And your wife just ran into them. They stop her and on your knees, hands upstairs, all that kind of stuff. They don't know what's happening yet. She's in tears. She's drunk as hell. The moment that the police officers came out, they took her on the side. They take you on the side. You see two officers. They start calling the backup. One starts to take a statement from your wife.
What?
One of the officers starts to take the statement from your wife, and the other came to you. May I see any form of ID?
Sure,
He
definitely.
doesn't point the gun at you anymore.
I'll give him the ID and I try to explain the whole situation to him.
You do not have any ID on you.
What?
You do not have any ID on you, neither your wallet.
They got stolen?
Most
I got
likely
them
in a
with me.
crowd.
Fuck! You know what? It must be stolen from the thing downstairs.
What the thing downstairs?
See the whole thing? The guy over here, he's a driver from this place that we had to go there. I had to give a lecture and he brought my wife here for some reason. I do not know what happened with her. And she wanted to celebrate the Valentine's Day with here. So I came to find her. We got into a mess of a crowd. They have an underground rave party or something, and they got my ID,
where?
my wallet, my everything. It's inside the building, downstairs. If you need to double check it, we'll have this hotel. I have this booked. I have everything.
He stops you like that, and he starts turning into his intercom, talking to the dispatch. In the other side of the alley, you can see your wife talking to the police officer, probably flirting with him.
By the God, stop doing that!
Yet you have uncomfortable feeling. Something is wrong. Because not only you lost your wallet and ID, but the driver started to cry. The driver that get you in, he just started to cry, not like hysterically or anything like that. The tears just started coming out of the guilt, which you can judge by his face.
Are you alright?
I'm so sorry. I didn't have an option. It's not who I am, really. I mean, I didn't want this to happen. I really did not. It's
who?
I'm so sorry. I no. It's not who I am, really. It's he starts to run. He just get crazy, you would say. And the police react was automatical. I mean, they see a person running, they just take the gun and start to shoot. They shoot him obviously in the leg. But the moment you saw him falling from shot in the leg, you saw a crimson red drop of blood reaching the tree. And by this time you didn't know how bad a sign it is. Police got up to him and started to cuff him up. All he was screaming was, "I am so sorry. I didn't want it to happen. They forced me to."
I grabbed my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I call the parents. They must be in the hotel.
Somebody answered the phone. Obviously, reception, they transfer you. Are you calling the hotel to the room, or are you calling your dad for his number?
The number, the personal number.
Personal number, sure. So you hear your somebody answered the phone, and you hear a female voice, not belonging to either your mother or your dad. Good evening.
Who is this?
My name is irrelevant now, Doctor. But it's most important for you to start running, as your life is in danger.
What do you want from me?
I
and
want
my
to
family?
Save you. Your family is safe. At least those who are with me. Who is in real danger is you and Katarina. Start running, and whatever you do, do not look up. The conversation was disconnected. In the middle of her sentence, like somebody disconnected it, not her.
Was with the other officer and the wife.
Your wife is being arrested, and the other officer is putting to the car the driver who is crying.
I think we'll have to stick together. I don't see any other option here.
Stick together. Who are you talking to?
It's my thoughts.
Okay.
I cannot just let them go to the police
Sure.
station on their own. But I'll have to check out with the hotel first. I take a call there.
The police officers, I believe the one police officer, get into the car. He starts to talk to the front seat that was empty. And then he realized it's empty and he was like, what the heck? He get out from the car. He starts calling his buddy. He took out the gun.
Excuse me.
Where is the other guy who was with me? He get like twitch, if you know what I mean.
Which one of them? The driver or the coach?
Driver and your wife are both handcuffed in a police car.
I mean, the driver and the wife, yes, they are handcuffed, yes. And I'm with them, correct?
No, you're not with them. They are locked in the car. You are outside of the car.
Okay.
You are next to the limousine. They are inside the police car. The police officer came inside the police car and started talking to the guy who wasn't there. So he get out and start looking for his mate. He took out the gun like, what the fuck?
What the hell is going on, officer?
You fucking tell me. He started to look around like, it's not funny, Max. Max?
I mean, he was there.
You felt something going through your spine.
Something?
Something. Yeah, like a rat on you. And you start taking off and it crawled from your arm and jumped on the officer. And what happened next was completely muted by your scream. You saw the rat turns into a man on your very own eyes. So whatever jumped on you was a rat, jumped from you to the officer, and in mid-air turn into something that, from the biological point of view, could be called human. Could be. It turned into a man in his 30s. A man with long hairs that are unclean and full of mud, with a long beard, plenty of tattoos on his naked arms that seem to be white pale. Some form of trousers, jeans, also the barefoot. All his skin is white, pale. And police officer actually made a gunshot, but in the air, he didn't even be able to act so quick to turn into the attacker, who jumped on him, crushed him next to the car, and started taking off his vital organs out and tossing them around the alley. Blood will start to go everywhere. You can see unnatural claws that caused that when he's grabbing part of the ribs and taking them out, including the skin, muscles, and intestines. Start to shred him. Start to paint the walls with his blood. Paint the screen, the windshield of the police car with his blood. You could hear the scream of your wife. That is like she's completely awake now, completely sober when she saw that. This scream was cut in half when she fainted from what she saw. You could hear a person falling down from the building and landing on the feet. From the 6th floor, from the roof to the ground floor, he jumped just behind you, maybe a meter away. You can see him. You can see him in a side mirror of the limousine you are sitting next to. He's having very heavy jacket, number one. Hairs that are on his face, they are long, dirty. His face is covered in blood all over here. Pleasure.
At this point, I have fainted.
You are in shakes. You are too intelligent to faint. Because of that, you start to get like all the possible excuses to what you see, that you've been drugged, that was something in the champagne, all the logical. Your brain is praying now. As you are a person of the logic and science, inside your brain is praying for all of that to have the logical outcome. You are in shakes. You are very clear to piss your pants now. You holding all your muscles not to shit yourself as well. You can sense how your eyeballs are cold as the tears are pushing towards your eyes. You're trying not to, but it's kind of automatical. Your hands are shaken and you feel very heavy. You feel also dizzy, but you are completely sober now. The adrenaline just cleared you out from the alcohol.
I wanna bolt it to the police car, get in and get it started.
The creature
So we can...
The creature that is ripping off a police officer in front of you is between you and police car. Are you sure you want to get closer to him? To it?
I'll go around and grab my wife and run.
Your wife is in a closed car.
It's locked.
Back seats are locked. You run around the beast, seeing him now drinking and eating the flesh of that police officer.
Yeah, we'll go around behind his back and go for the vehicle.
You run to the side doors of the police car and you see crying driver and your wife who's fainted. Her forehead is against the doors, and you start holding the handle to open the doors, but they do not move. The man who jumped behind you before starts slowly going towards you again. Let me help you with that. You saw a pale hand reaching for the handle, and you automatically move away your hand. He put his hand on the handle of the car. You could hear the metal cranking underneath his hand. And he ripped off the whole doors with one single swift move. She's so fresh and so funny. He gently moved her hairs from her face. George,
Well,
I have a question. If I may.
I just give him the time to ask the question while I am observing anything I can use against him at this point.
Nothing that's coming to your head other than like trash can,
nothing like
or bin bags that are on the floor. Nothing hard, nothing metal around. Maybe next to the police corpse, there's a gun out there.
Yeah,
but there's that beast out there. One of you will come with me. She or you. Which one will be?
you will leave them alone and safe. And I will be coming with you. I do not know what you are, but you will leave both of them alone.
Both of them?
Safe.
What
Yes.
do you mean both of them?
The woman and the driver. Let them go.
Did you hear that, Dennis? The driver started to look at him, terrified and in tears, even more when their eyes get connected.
Dennis is his name.
And you thought? That's cute. You heard that, Dennis. I'm taking Doctor with me. Make sure that his wife will reach the hotel as soon as I will finish eating. Please come with me. Mr. What do I call you, Doctor? Showed you the way towards the deeper side of the alleys.
And who might you be?
My name is Victor. I've been expecting your presence in this part of the world for a long time.
I did not hear the last part.
I've been expecting your visit in this part of the world for a long time. Please walk with me.
I take the phone out.
Mm-hmm.
I toss it inside the car.
Mm-hmm.
To Dennis. Make sure she comes back home safe.
He started nodding. And
otherwise, it will be a bad time for you.
Started nodding and crying at the same time. Way much more afraid of those people in here than you.
You take her back safe and intact. And I grabbed $200 and I tossed them at him. That's your effort.
You don't have your wallet.
Oh shit, I totally forgot that. Take the phone, bring it to her, to the family.
He starts nodding like that, holding his face and being in a hysterical state. But he hears you and he agreed to you. In the meantime, you felt that the man who talked to you grabbed you by the back of your tuxedo and pushed you toward himself. Enough of that. I said she will be safe, then she will be safe.
A man has to do what he has to do for his family.
That's correct.
Where are we going?
And what I'm doing also for my family. So,
Your family in need?
yes, my family is in great need of you and your services. Well, not only my family, but my church as well. We believe that your psychological point of view can turn many more to our cause.
I have a look at the disembodied cop.
Mm-hmm. It's getting smaller and smaller as you walk towards this mid part of the dark alley.
The hell happened? What the hell is happening? What are you?
Well, all of that is beautiful. I have no secrets. What am I is a legend. What I am is the creature of the night. We call ourselves Ints. And we call ourselves Canaanites. And we are apex predator. And we always have been.
Does anything of this resonate with me? Like, can I incite him
He is obsessed.
to see he's obsessed?
Yeah, he got an issue with the ego. That's for sure. The best way is to, like, on a quick analyzing, right? After quick analyzing, you can state that you are not talking with a person that is sane, but also he's not insane.
Delusional.
No, he's not insane. He's more like a brainwashed. You got my point.
Okay.
What he's saying, he actually believing, but this belief is not genuine. It's not a true belief. It's not honest. It's learned.
It's made up.
No, it's learned. It's taught. This and this is this. A plus B equals C. It's taught. It's like he would be beat until he will say it correctly. He's definitely a traumatized person who turn the weakness into a strength.
So you're an apex predator then, who needs a psychologist's help.
I never said help. At least I don't think I did.
So it's the same. My service is to help people, you know?
Used to be. He smiled. Used to be. Helping people, yes. Now my church gonna use your faith, your voice, your reputation to help our cause. And I'm afraid in that matter you got very little to say, other than it's gonna be
And what is your cause?
to announce our presence to your world. To become more than we already are. There's nothing more important than evolving. We want to destroy the old order and create a new beyond. For from within, we can create a new world. You do understand the idea. Before we will to create a new one, the old one has to die.
Well, I don't know in what kind of situation you're in and what kind of things you have went through, but let me tell you that much. If you need things to change, they do not change by destroying everything. You start changing one thing at a time.
Yes. But as same as the world is the same with the human nature.
I know human nature.
I know. That's why you understand why I have to kill you. You have to, so I can create a new. But not everything in you will die. But everything in you will be like. I hope you understand.
Wow. I'm trying to profile you here and understand your point of view. I see you have been taught certain things.
Your eyes will open when the blood of our Father will call your veins.
I'm taking a gentle step back.
He starts to move forward towards you. In order to become one of us, you have to give me your life. And I would much more prefer if you would give it than if I would have to take it.
I have a look around me. What do I see?
At the moment, you are not even exactly know what's the name of the street or what part of town is that.
Mostly the picture of the surrounding place.
Sure. You are in a dark alley that is one, maybe two cars wide. Very long and joining multiple other dark alleys and smaller corridors and alleys in between the old buildings that are probably abandoned. It is approximately 2 meters away from you. There are some kind of old bin bags, black plastic bags with the trashes, some of them are empty. It's wet everywhere, it's wet. The water is dripping from the roofs, it's dripping from the sky a little bit. It is raining, but barely. So it's really unnoticeable until you actually focus on that. It's moisture in the air, it's sensible. And with every single, I would say 50-40 meters, there's a little vent on the floor that causes the fog to come out from it and steam.
Whole thing brings back so bad memories.
There will be new to be made. Start coming forward to you. Then he raised his hand and start pushing you against the wall of the building. And just like he ripped off those doors, he have no trouble with pinning you to the wall.
I'll just try to maintain my composure and not give him any hint that I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Being so stoic. What will become of me?
Better you. I will share
Like-
my beast and the blood of my father. Doctor, you will become faster. You will become quicker. You will become consider that a proof of the Darwinism. Consider that an evolution. Everything that was blurry will become sharp. Everything that become weak will become strong. And you will praise our Father just like we. As you will become my fledgling. And I will become your fire. And together we will rip apart. The man bites you, and the blood of yours starts falling into his. The fear was covered by the pleasure. That it creates. You start to feel warm spreading from your neck, brain. You start to focus on the weird things in your life. Automatically bring up the voice of your father who was forcing you to do the homework. And the teachers pointing at your finger and you hiding from the police in a high school, and all the times that you've been terrified, stressed, and angry, all came back to you. And it become blurry and sad. Until the point that the man starts to scream. He took you on the ground. He took himself on the ground. He moved away from you. You are bleeding. All the memories become like gone. You are here back in the alley with the open wound in your neck. As you can see that his body starts to burn in a fire. And he slowly turns into ashes. The scream that the man makes, it's at least uncomfortable. It smells of the burning flesh. You press your wound as much as you can, but you fell on your knees in front of him. You can see a bolt from a crossbow in his heart, in his head, yet he's still screaming. You did not hear the bolt coming up. But what you can hear now is the sound of the hills walking through the pavement. You can see a woman coming out from the direction of the police cars and your limousine, with a very heavy crossbow in both hands. Some form of long trench coat. But she didn't start her face before you lost the contact. and everything became black. And the emotions were lifted away. Your soul started your body. All the regrets of what you will not feel again. All the regrets of what you never said and never will. All the regrets of not saying goodbye to your wife, friends and family. All the things that you will not achieve anymore start to become unbearable. The pain, the remorse, caused you less physical pain. And all have been wiped out and focused in one last tear that flowed from your cheek.
The sound is lagging again.
No problem. We will clear it. When you thought everything ends, the new sensation reached your thoughts, your conscious. You start regaining it, like something forced you to be alive. When all and everything stopped, there was a spark of life that was rekindled. Your life is not a flame anymore. Your life imitates it. You woke up slowly, easy and confused. You lay down in a place you don't recognize and don't see, as you are blindfolded. You are terribly cold, but on some level it's indifferent for you. But the coldness is more inside of you than outside of you. Inner cold, the best way to describe that. A terrible sensation reached you the moment that you realize that you are fully awake. Something in between urge, need, a hunger in the simplest word, but hunger that caused you physical pain. The hunger that caused you to shake and spasm in the same time, reach all your muscle and all your brain. And there are no thoughts about your family or your current situation in your head at the moment. This feeling is overwhelming, like the strongest bug on the planet, and you are on the detox at the moment. You start to scream and trying shakes, but you realize your hands, your wrists are handcuffed to a bed. You try to fight it, and you did not give up. So you're still doing that, yet you hear the heels. Somebody came to you. Somebody hold your head and start pouring something through your mouth. And whatever that is, it's easing the sensation, so you start to drink. and drink until your brain was able to think about anything else. The liquid that is going through your throat was recognized by your brain as blood. That was the moment that you nearly spit it up. The shock that it caused. The lack of understanding in your head is going on. The woman spoke. You're gonna feel better now. And you recognize the same voice that answered the phone when you tried to call your father. She took off the blindfold from your head, and every source of light in the place became terrible and painful. You are in some sort of cheap motel on the bad neighborhoods of Chicago. Probably not far away from the place that you laid down on the street. There's an old bed that you are handcuffed to it with some sort of like ink fetish fluffy handcuff. There's a red and normal light on. A bed in the shape of heart. Some sort of wardrobe, a table, and a minibar. And obviously, a doors in the bathroom where in the bathtub of a dead body. Legs reaching out from the bath. The woman that is in front of you, sitting actually on the bed next to you at the moment. She looks gentle, she looks nice. She's approximately 30 years old. She's tall and blonde, with a very classic 270s hairstyle. Her eyes are blue. She got a trench coat, leather, and a uniform, very adjusted to the place you are at the moment. Look like some sort of sexy dominatrix kind of stuff. She smiled to you, comforting you. You can feel hunger is going away. It's not disappeared, yet it's not come up.
Who are you?
You could call me a concerned citizen.
Concerned citizen. And what about the citizen in the bathtub? What did you do to me?
I saved your life. The man who attacked you. He had to die. Lucky enough, I killed him. I destroyed him before he was able to turn him. Unlucky for you. The only possible way for you to survive. Therefore, the fate that he planned for you, well, it's done. I'm like
What
him.
about
But I'm not a monster.
What about my family?
Your father, your mother, and your daughter are safe, as I told you. Amma, your father, your mother, and your daughter are safe, as I told you before. I'm
My
afraid
wife.
your wife, I didn't start. I don't know where she is.
I told the other guy to drive her somewhere safe. You were around, weren't you?
Not around them. Not close. But we can track them, don't worry. I will make sure that she's well and alive.
Please do. I'm cold.
And you will be. It's something you have to do.
It's happening to me.
There is a society. Society that got many names. And every one is right. The genesis of the society is ancient and still on many certain levels. Due to the fact that your blood has been taken out from you by one of us, and I drank the last drop of blood and shared mine with you. You become one of us. Became one of us. And now, well, I may call you that. You are my child and my responsibility. For the time being, we will have to look out for each other. I
I
will.
point with it.
Sorry.
What about the guy in the bathtub? You looked out for him as well?
He is alive. He's just a little bit drowned, maybe. But he will be okay in a week's time. And he will have no recollection about what happened.
The hell is happening? You are like the guy who beat me and the other guy who turned the cop to pieces.
Yes and no.
What are you?
The preferable word for that is a kindred. But we got many names.
The other guy talked about K-Knights.
This is how they call us. Like I said, different understanding of our genetics, different approach to it, and different philosophy of that. I am not obsessed like he is. I'm doing
Are
my best.
you brainwashed as he was?
I hope not. I hope not. But if I would be, I wouldn't know that, would I?
That's a preferable answer. Of course, you would deny such claims as well, but can you untie me, please? These things, and I pointed the
Yes. I
the
hope
pink.
you are reasonable enough to cooperate. She reached for the key, and she loosed the handcuff.
I sit up on the bed.
She reached her hands to shake your hand.
I look at the hand. I look back at her.
She got colored nails, red, nice smooth hands with gloves like that from the outfit of the dominatrix, like plastic leather maybe.
She seems honest.
Yes.
I nod and I shake hands.
Mistress Amanda Marks. She smiled.
Mistress?
That's how they call it.
Amanda?
Marks.
Amanda Marks. Giorgos Dimakopoulos. Psychologist. Not sure of what I have to say to meet you.
I have to say that I had completely different plans for the Valentine's Day. But
you can tell me
about
that.
We will have to focus because you probably have a million questions. And I'm not sure I've got answers for every single one of them. But from now on till eternity, you and I, we are born. From now on till eternity, till the end of days, you and I, we are bonded. You are my child, and I am your sire.
Okay.
And by kindred law, we are family.
At this point, all sorts of peculiar thoughts come through my mind.
Obviously.
So, what do you do in your family?
I am what we are called sheriff. I hunt those of our kind who disobey our law. But I'm very new at it, to be honest. And I'm trying not to lose my soul while doing that. So it's difficult. And I'm not sure I'm good fit for it. But the family that we create, it's come to our great. And the bloodline that we share is called the Malkavian clan. And we are, let's say, we are most honest, I would say. Most. We are what we are. But we do share things in common. And you will see them, and you will deny them. And they will come back, and you will deny them again. And on some point, when you will stop denying them, the acceptance will open the doors of wisdom.
That's not exactly clear or enlightening.
That's nothing new for me. And will be nothing new for you. Sometimes we do act unclear. Sometimes we do act unclear. This is what we are like. You will get used to it. You will deny it. But with the acceptance, the wisdom will.
So, you tell me that you do unusual things that do not make sense.
Plenty of time. Most of the time. Always.
I think you have to pick one among those.
No. There's always more than one option.
Well, I can understand it from my expertise point of view, but still this thing isn't clear.
And it always will be, until the acceptance will come. At the moment you're trying to analyze and understand. You're trying to reason with what's not reasonable. Accept what it is. And the understanding will come with the time.
Looks like I cannot go back. Can I?
There's no going back, I'm afraid. And in fact, by our laws, you cannot back your family. I'm so sorry. It is forbidden.
I cannot see my family.
Never again. The clan Malkavian is the only family that you.
What about my family?
They will live their lives.
What?
But without.
What is? So I'll have to live with my new family? Like that, being cold and in pain all the time, and my family will not look for me?
They will. And
what about
not
that?
Find you. As amongst the kindred laws, there is one that stops from seeing them. We call it the Masquerade. And it's my job, and many others, find those who disobey this law and hunt them down. So if you will breach the Masquerade, there will be a sheriff who will destroy you. Together, we will find a new reason for you to exist. And we will deny it at the beginning. And we will deny it further on. But with time, the acceptance will come. and you will be whole again.
I had my purpose in life already.
She turned her head. She started to listen, but you cannot hear anything. She rolled on the floor, grabbing her crossbow, aiming through the doors. That's
The moment I see it, I duck.
into the splitters. You could sense your fangs coming out, which will completely take your attention. And you saw the creature that's ripped off the police officer. A man with a dark, dirty head and beard, with a teeth like a monster, all covered in blood. Plenty of food on his pale, skeleton-like body, ripped up jeans, barefoot, massive claws in his hand. Mist, without a hesitation, pressed the trigger on the crossbow. But the creature howled. He jumped on your sire, and they collapsed with the wall behind her, getting into the next room, bricks and dust everywhere. And what you saw in the doors in the hallway was a Katarina, your wife, pale, just like you are, but with teeth like this monster.
What did I see?
And she stopped. She looked at you like she recognized you. You looked at her. You're alive.
Lena.
George, what's running into you?
What have they done to you?
You run into her. You hug. All her is covered in blood of God knows how many people. You start touching yourself like you don't recognize. Her skin is cold. Your skin is cold.
What the hell happened to you?
My father. She looked at the hole in the wall where you hear fighting. My father said that you're gonna become one of them, and I requested him to allow me as well. He showed me the way of Cain. He showed me with his blood that we are superior now. Like in your book, like what we ever wanted to be.
I told the driver to take you to
And I
safety.
bite his neck off. He was useless. He was just human. He was my first.
My God.
We can be now together forever. And our daughter will join us. And underneath the blood of Cain, we will join the Sabbath and make our world discovered. Isn't it
Or get
beautiful?
out of this.
She holds you by your cheeks. Together we will drink the blood of unworthy. Together we will rule through the nights. And our daughter will always be our little precious.
Talina, you know I've always loved you, but this is wrong. What they have done to you is wrong. What they have done to me is wrong.
I wasn't ready to give up on you.
Neither was I.
We are family. And now, my father is also my family. I'm not ready to give up on them. The voice inside your head appeared like an impulse, in exact words, on the floor. It was stronger than anything in your life. You let her go and you dropped on the floor like it was a conscious command that allowed you to any kind of rebel against it. And the moment you fell, you heard the crossbow reaching your wife's heart and pinning her to the wall. And she froze. She stuck with the eyes wide open, with a smile and this emotional, honest look in her eyes, stating that she missed you and that she thought that you are gone. The same kind of look that is on a Lynn's face, that is in his Giuseppe's hands right now. Years and years later in Oxford City, you see the same kind of look.